Welcome back to the stream. Do you know what day it was 3 days ago? That's right, April 30th. And we didn't get to finish MGS2, so I thought I'd just finish up what little of the game we have left for today, and then we'll actually stream like something good on the 4th. My plan was to finish MGS2 like right after like the next day or whatever, and you know, just roadblock after Roblox. In life you got Roblox. Just prevented me from doing that, so unfortunately it's May the 3rd now, and I was hoping to stream something else, but you know, for the sake of actually finishing the game, we'll just do that for today, and I've got something else planned for tomorrow. But that's the explanation for the title, okay? Just to put that out there. But in any case, welcome back to the stream. Like I said, just MGS2 today, and we will play some other stuff tomorrow. Hopefully, if everything goes right, that's the plan for these next couple of days. May the 4th, Revenge of the 5th, very special stream for that day. But how you doing? Welcome back. There was something else I was gonna mention, but I forgot. Quick deflection. What can I mention? I actually slept on this couch yesterday. Just as a fun fact. I was like testing everything before the stream, and I noticed that Pikachu was like off-centered. Like, oh yeah, I sleep on that couch fairly often. Believe it or not. Fun fact to start off the stream. Anyways, let's get into it. Because there's actually not much left today. It's, believe it or not, today is gonna be mostly just watching cutscenes. For better or for worse. If you're into the story, you know, this is a good stream to watch. Maybe second monitor stream? But you know how we do it here on the Einsam solo channel. Bum. Oh yeah, that's right. That reminds me, I never actually checked something I should have. Was just way too busy. Metal Gear Solid 2, Sons of Liberty. Yeah. If you're wondering, look up The Snowstorm, Winter Road, Part 9 of 9. And you'll realize why they stopped using this theme for Metal Gear. It sounds almost exactly the same. Alright, let's finish up. So last time, we left off right as Emma was gonna cross the oil fence. So we're gonna start off the stream immediately into a sniping section. Let's see, I never use the PSG-1. Usually I go for the non-lethal. Pretend like I didn't see that. Usually I go non-lethal for most of these. Which I think is why I should actually use the normal PSG-1, since I rarely get to use it. Cope? Alright. See if we can take out these mines before Emma even goes over there, so I don't have to worry about them. Lol, I still have the AK suppressor. Okay. No, you don't. Isn't it kind of surprising how I'm obviously, like, I'm not that far away from the other strut, right? Like, you could very obviously hear the gunfire, and these guys just, like, ignore it? Oh? Is that something I shouldn't notice? Look at that seagull. How much time do you think they spent modeling that seagull? I know that with most games, it's kind of hit or miss when it comes to stuff like that. Isn't that true? Case in point, the Halo 3 rat. Because I feel like, because it's an animal you're gonna see constantly, the developers would take their time to model more. They would actually, like, put some effort into it, you know, instead of the low poly
I guess
thing.
If
I don't know.
managed to get this far, it must be thanks to that Ryan guy. But what is the deal with him? He's got a weird name, dresses pretty weird too. I'm not really sure about the way he holds my hand and things. He's easy on the eyes though, so I guess I can let that slide. But I got my own ideas about that hair. I wonder if it's, well, it must be. I could ask him later, but he'd probably get ticked off. I'll leave him alone.
What does that mean?
Emma, about what you said behind that column there.
Huh? What are you talking about?
Can I just say something?
Sure.
This is my real hair, okay?
Of course. As if I said anything about that.
Okay. Awkward. You never know who's listening in, huh? But yeah, what I was saying, you would think that with a model such as the seagull, right? the devs would put in the time and money to maybe accurately model the seagull, since you're going to be seeing it a lot.
I've reached my sniping position on strut E. I'll provide support fire from here.
Right. Do me a favor and take out whatever I miss.
Just call me when you want me to shoot.
Got it. You know what I mean? But then again, I know there's like a polygon limit and, you know, the PS2 hardware. There's like all these other limitations to think about that prevent really high poly assets like that to just be thrown in willy-nilly. So I always wonder, a question I always ask myself is, what? From that far away? A question I always ask myself is, was this like a limitation issue, or was it like artistic? You know, was it a willful choice, if you will, to have the low poly animals? I hope that makes sense. Come on, Bryden. Okay. Watch this. Or should I say, listen to this.
Freeze!
Ah!
A girl? What are you doing here?
It's not my choice, thank you very much.
Oh,
You're not gonna shoot me.
no.
Why not?
Stay away from good-looking women when you're fighting. Otherwise, you'll get hit with diarrhea.
Huh?
One of the few things I learned from Shadow Moses.
What are you talking about?
Ancient history. Don't worry about it.
I have no idea what you're talking about, but does this mean you're letting me go?
Well, you could have found a nicer way to say that, but sure. Better hurry.
Thanks.
Don't mention it. Just run like hell. Oh, no, my stomach. Not again. Oh. This place is about to sink. Just get out fast, okay? Oh.
Wait!
What?
What's your name?
Don't have one.
Huh?
Okay, fine. It's Johnny. Oh, I'm not gonna make it.
Hey, if we run into each other again...
Oh.
Huh. What a weird guy.
Based. Words to live by. Let's see here. Thermal goggles. I think I got all the claymores here. I always forget one, though. It's never a pretty sight. Oh. Yeah, aiming in these games was never its strongest suit. I can never find the right way to, like, actually aim in this game. I always end up scrambling between the D-pad and the analog stick. Because I feel like both neither have the precision that I'm looking for.
All right.
You must be Ames.
Just a little more. more. All right.
All right. Just a little
Just
more.
a little more.
All right. Cool. That went pretty smooth. No! Emma! Snake has like a pretty good shot at him. Why doesn't he take it? Oops. There we go. Sorry, Emma. Took a round or two.
Raiden, Emma's been stabbed.
That bastard. How bad is it?
She's conscious, but the bleeding's bad. I'm bringing her over there right now. Raiden, get that disc over here as soon as possible. I'm afraid her time's running out.
I'll be there.
Wow, isn't Raiden so cool? I do think it is kind of a shame that most of the cool parts of Metal Gear happen in the cutscenes.
Snake, what's your situation over there?
Emma seems to be, doing something to GW's defensive capabilities. All we need now is your disc. You'd better hurry. I don't think she's gonna make it.
How's the bleeding?
Just get over here. You'll find the coast is clear with everybody aboard Arsenal right now.
Understood.
Copy that. All right, and this is probably one of the last just general gameplay sections. Now I can't even get the box anymore.
There's somebody there.
No? Oh. Okay. Let's see, let's actually use this AK. Suppressor? Yeah, the AK and the M4 are really fun guns to use. But there's just never, ever any reason to use them. Like I said, you know, most of the cool stuff in the series is just mostly cutscene related, which, you know, is fine in of itself. But sometimes, you know, seeing Raiden, like, do flips and stuff, and Snake, like, go down the rail and then shoot all the things without missing a beat, and you actually take control of Raiden, then, you know, you don't really get to control him in that manner, you know what I mean? We have to make a lap around, because I think the game might crash if we just go directly. I think it might have been patched out, but I'm not taking any chances. Okay. So if it crashes, okay, we're good. But yeah, from like this point forward, probably like half an hour of cutscenes. And then when we're actually inside Arsenal gear, that's a small gameplay section. And then from there,
How's Emma?
Like
another hour until the last part of the game.
We can't stop the
So,
bleeding.
get comfortable. April 30th? In this economy? Why not?
I'm here.
One of the last bastions
Got
of
the disc.
economic certainty.
Emma set everything up. Apparently, all you have to do is pop in the disc. That should insert the virus into the AI.
Is it working?
Just
My
leave it
favorite
to
part of the
Emma.
game, because Emma dies?
What the?
Wow, what has
antibody
Emma ever
agent?
done to you?
Damn, the connection's been cut.
Is the virus upload complete?
I don't think so. The count stopped at 90%. Otacon.
I don't think Emma's made any mistakes.
But
A portion of the worm cluster might have been altered after the disc left Emma's hands.
by the Patriots?
Will the virus still work?
I have no idea.
Hal, is everything all right?
Yes, of course.
It's all right. Everything's all right.
Good. At least I won't be adding another page to our family's dark history.
Yeah, that's right.
What if the virus doesn't work?
Either destroy that thing or take out Solidus and his men.
How do we get on board?
I don't think we can. Unless somebody inside gives us a hand.
Hal, I always...
What is it?
wanted to see you again.
You don't hate me?
Never. I never wanted to get in your way. I never wanted to hurt you. I thought that with Arsenal, if I followed in your footsteps, I could be closer. I just wanted you to look at me. Look at me as a woman.
I could never do that.
Don't be so honest. It hurts.
Sorry.
Can I ask you one last favor?
Sure.
Call me Emma.
What?
Please call me Emma.
What's wrong with EE? Emma? 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 Emma! Answer me!
No. Or in this case, yeah, depending on your preference. Yeah, Emma sucks. I mean, I can't really argue with you. But maybe that's the point of her character? I don't know. Everyone's entitled to their opinion.
I didn't leave you. Because of the accident. I had a relationship with your mother.
Ooh.
She seduced me. And it went on. My father's death was no accident. He took his own life. It was my fault, all my fault. Forgive me, Emma.
Attention! Arsenal gear is ready for launch.
What's your opinion on the parrot? Do you think the parrot
Sounds
also
like they're
sucks?
cutting this area loose. What do you mean?
It means we're gonna sink.
We have to get the hostages out.
What about the camera repairs?
I think the
Done.
parrot,
We'll be able
like,
to get everybody aboard.
We'll just
parroting
have to take as
Emma
many as we can.
was actually
My
sadder.
sister won't be able to come with us.
We will be commencing the countdown shortly. Personnel in the upper levels, head for the evacuation area immediately.
I'm always the survivor. Why, Wolf?
Yes? I always joke, can you eat the parrot? But it's not really a joke. I crave its flesh.
Otacon,
Based.
take care of the hostages.
What about you guys?
Yeah, I
We got
wonder
other
I wonder what that
arrangements.
parrot tastes like.
There's our ride out of here.
Huh?
Anyway,
Paramedic?
we're gonna have to sink that thing if the virus doesn't work.
I should be going with you.
You've got your job. We've got ours.
You mean I'd only get in your way?
Wrong. Only you can save those hostages. Got it?
Right. Listen, the two of you won't be able to destroy that thing. Eliminate the enemy. That's your only option.
Yeah, cool guys. And then dead sister. Not very cool. I mean, depending on your preference. Do you like the weird first impression I'm making, Lamau?
Otacon. Try to get as many hostages out as you can. It's a short flight to the shore, so don't worry about overloading the cam off.
Listen, everyone has a quirky personality when you get down to it, right?
To me.
I repeat, personnel in the upper levels, head for the evacuation
I like the snake hair mod, though. Thank you.
I'm counting on you, Otacon.
I think it suits Snake's character. There's a nice delay going.
Al, I miss you.
In what way?
Al, I miss you.
If it's like an audio desync,
I miss you.
then I could probably fix it. But if you mean like delay from the actual stream, then yeah, I know it's kind of a problem.
You and me, we're the same. Both you and I, we were always alone. Always. We only wanted to be loved. We were always waiting. Waiting for somebody.
Not really. Some people
Somebody
are boring as
who would
fuck.
love us,
Drill
when we were
sergeants?
wrong. You can't wait to be loved.
True, I
You
guess.
have to go out and find
I
it.
mean, I guess you
4
just gotta
years ago,
talk to people.
I realized that you
When you
can't
really get
just
to know
wish for a
someone,
happy family. You have to make it happen.
They start to open up. Most people don't just
I knew that sooner.
walk up to someone
learned
and
that I
say,
could love.
I love
As
looking
you
at parrots and
probably
wondering
did.
what they taste like. Ugh.
Emma.
But some people do.
You think he's gonna be okay?
And that makes the world a lot more
He's tougher than he
interesting.
looks. Consider it done.
Oh, I thought it was longer than
Now,
it
how do we
is.
open this thing?
It's fine. It seemed like it
You
took
can
you a
come
minute
out
before
now.
chat messages showed up.
A ninja? What the?
Yeah,
Arsenal's going to take off.
I don't know. It's my bad internet.
We still need you to take care of a few things. This time, don't fail us.
Snake, what's this all about?
Bedtime, Raiden. I wouldn't do that.
You're changing sides now?
Change sides? I don't recall saying I was on yours.
Damn it. You!
Ready for some shut-eye?
No. Are you calling me acoustic? Baha. All I'm saying is that the world would be a lot more interesting with people like you in it. Interpret that as you will. Fun fact, Snake actually says he's on Raiden's side earlier on. But he's still Pliskin then, so... really? So you're saying that Pliskin, Iroquois Pliskin, tells Raiden that he's on his side, but then as soon as Solid Snake shows up, he doesn't.
Jack, are you reading me? Do you want to save your mission data up to this point?
No thanks. And controller. There we go. I guess we'll save then. Yeah.
Your mission data's been saved.
Thanks, Rose.
Is he still alive?
Yup. Iroquois is a good guy.
I've
Yeah,
checked
I mean,
everything, including the genome data, but there's nothing on this guy.
I always thought
NSA,
Pliskin's character was so
CIA,
cool.
FBI,
It's just weird that he just
doesn't
disappears
exist in
after.
the database.
You know, that's the last time
He's a non-existent
we
operative
see him in this
from
game.
a non-existent organization.
I suspected as much. However, I know this man. Wake him up.
I made a list earlier of the lies in MGS2 and betrayals. I'm at 23.
It's been a while, hasn't
Really?
it? Jack the Ripper.
I'm pretty sure there's still a lot more. Did you ever hear
this fellow?
that apparently there was supposed to be a
remember
Psycho
me, don't
Mantis
you?
mask that you could
You've
wear
grown.
that would tell you when a character is like lying?
High concentration of cerebral implants. Have they altered your memory too?
Yeah, this game is just a treasure trove of people lying. Who's lying and who's telling the truth? Well, the truth is
This
hidden in
my
the lies.
son. I taught him everything.
Nice of them to leave me my sunglasses.
Jack, I never thought I'd see you again.
You know me?
You don't remember. Your name, your skills. Everything you know, you learned from me. The 80s. The Civil War. You were one of the best among the child soldiers that fought in that conflict. When you were barely 10 years old, you became the platoon leader of the small boy unit. At the time, your outstanding kill record earned you several nicknames, including White Devil and Jack the Ripper. Jack, I was your godfather. I named you. When the war ended, you disappeared from the relief center. I wondered what happened to you. I should have known they would recruit you.
It's an interesting coincidence.
If he's a lackey for the Patriots, I doubt he knows anything of interest.
What should we do with him?
We'll use him like you suggested.
What about Dead Cell?
Ignore them. Happening again?
Could it be that he's here too?
In another hour, we demonstrate the power of Arsenal gear.
Attack with standard weapons, of course.
Yes, proceed as planned.
At last report, all is well with GW.
How about the troops?
The men are being refitted with Arsenal gear equipment as ordered. You're the spitting image of Big Boss.
Ha 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 ha.
Is that so? Perhaps I should be grateful to this kid for that.
This situation, I find it very nostalgic.
Where am I?
Why, inside Arsenal gear, of course. Actually, we're also inside the memory of Shadow Moses. I'll take this back. You don't need this anymore, do you? A foul wind is blowing. We shall speak again.
Quite the coincidence that everything's just
Don't move.
lining
Stay
up.
as you are. We're being monitored by a camera.
What are you up to?
I'm switching over to nanocommunication.
Mr. X? Ninja?
Correct. It's me.
I thought you were the leader of the Russian troops.
No, that was just a smokescreen.
A smokescreen?
I was sent to provide you support.
Support? Who sent you? The Colonel?
No, the Patriots.
What?
I deceived my troops, betrayed them.
But why?
My child is being held hostage by the Patriots. It all started 2 years ago when I lost my father during the tanker incident. My men and I had nowhere to go, so we joined forces with an illegal Russian organization.
The Russian Mafia?
Something like that. Actually, I learned much later that it was a subordinate organization of the Patriots. I was expecting at the time. When I gave birth to my child, it turned out I was in a hospital organization of the When I gave was in a hospital run by the Patriots. My baby is being kept somewhere in this country.
Have you ever met your child?
No. Once a month, they send me a photo of my child via network. I've never even held the child in my own arms.
I see. Given your situation, nobody can blame you for what you did.
That's your opinion.
What about Snake? I thought you were enemies.
He wasn't responsible for my father's death. Actually, we owe him our lives. 2 years ago, they were responsible for getting us out of the sinking tanker alive.
So you were partners since the incident?
No, I only found out the truth shortly before this.
Huh?
When I confronted him here.
You fought with Snake? When?
Well, it was around the time you were holding hands with that girl.
Snake. So you joined hands with him to pay back a debt?
No, mutual gain.
Mutual gain?
Okay, I think we lost connection there for a second.
If Solidus gets away with
now.
Arsenal, your mission is a failure. The Patriots would judge that as failure on my part and terminate my child. Putting it simply, my child's life depends on your success.
So you did it all for your child. But why would the
23
Patriots
is a
want to
lot,
help
though,
me?
for Major
Are they
Lies?
hoping I'll take Solidus out?
No, you're just like
it kind
me.
of is.
We're just pawns.
Pawns for what purpose?
The S3 plan.
Huh?
You'll figure it out sooner or later, but I wonder if you'll handle the truth.
What do you mean?
You can't handle the
Listen,
truth.
We haven't got time for this. Solidus will commence his attack any minute. He's got to be stopped.
What about the virus?
No results so far. I think the Patriots have tampered with the program.
Will it work?
I don't know.
Get me out of this thing.
Not yet. I'll release your restraints after I leave this room.
Where's my gear?
Snake's got everything. I couldn't bring it here.
And where do I find Snake?
The passageway ahead leads to a hangar. He'll be waiting there. I gave him a card key for the hangar.
Does Snake plan to destroy Arsenal gear?
No, even for Snake, it's impossible to completely destroy this thing. The only option is to stop Solidus and his men.
What are you going to do?
Stay concealed. That's my role. I still can't afford to be discovered.
Olga, you can't keep this up. They're bound to find you.
Listen, I'll free you in a little while. Brace yourself.
Okay. What I was gonna say, 23 is a lot though for Major Lies. I wonder how many playthroughs it takes to, like, discover everything. When you start cross-referencing what the
Jack,
characters
are you
say
all right?
and what they actually do.
Yeah.
And then
Jack, is it true?
all the
what
codec
Solidus
calls
said?
and...
Yes.
It's unbelievable. Drafting small children, sending them to war? It's not allowed under international conventions.
ICC rules don't mean a lot in war. Someone told me that there are over 300,000 children in combat right now.
And if 23 is like for the major ones,
So you remember?
can you imagine
I thought your memory had
like
been
looking down into
manipulated
just
by
the
them.
small lies?
It was, but I have nightmares
The
every
little
day.
inconsistencies?
Pieces of the past I can't put together.
Why didn't you tell me?
You couldn't begin to understand.
You wouldn't know that until you try me.
I didn't want you to get hurt. There was never a real reason for me to fight, except that someone put a gun in my hand. And that someone was him.
It wasn't your fault.
If I survived the day's fight, I was praised, fed, and had a bed to sleep in. I think I was only 6 when I held my first AK. But I'm not even sure of that.
Jack.
I'm not like Snake. I never questioned why we fought. There was no purpose, no way out. They give you a gun, you ask how many to kill. If you didn't, you were the one they shot instead.
It's okay. No one is blaming you.
We were shown Hollywood action films every day. The kind with macho guys and big guns. They call it image training. They built us from the ground up into killing machines. We were fed once a day. I can still taste the gunpowder they mixed into the food.
Gunpowder? In the food?
The gunpowder had toluene in it, giving it hallucinogenic properties. It kept us drugged, controllable.
Oh my God.
When the Civil War ended, those of us who survived were taken in by NGOs. They gave me a new life in the States. I can't complain.
Do you think...
But nothing's changed.
Is Raiden talking to the real Rose right now?
Past have secrets and agendas of their own.
Or AI Rose? At what point do they switch over? Was Rose always an AI?
Jack. I'm afraid of the night. That's why I don't sleep next to you.
You should have told me.
Like, not even thinking about MGS4 in this context. Like,
and
just
always have been?
No.
What I hate more than anything else in the
isolated.
world is my own past.
Is she real?
I didn't want
Is Rose at the end of the game a hallucination? When do they switch over?
Now I know why I was chosen for this mission. No one can take him on, take him down, except me. I've been kept alive this long for this. I knew as soon as I saw Solidus.
Jack, I love you the way you are now. You have to believe me. I didn't know anything about you, I admit that. Where you were born, how you grew up. But I know that now. And I know that what I feel for you can only get better. And I'll share in your past if that's the price.
It doesn't work that way. No one can share the burden of what I've done. It's not one of those warm and fuzzy things couples share.
I accept the good and the bad, Jack. That's what you do for someone you love.
I don't want to share my past with anyone. I just want to forget about it.
Jack, I haven't told you, about what I've done.
The last 2 years with you, it's been more than I've ever hoped for.
Jack.
But I can't go any farther. I know you want to get married. But I can't. I can't risk starting a family. There's no way to erase my childhood.
It's all right, Jack. Please, don't say any more.
Oh boy, here we go. This is my favorite part of the game. I think this part of the game is, like, the most...
Raiden, do you copy? You must continue your mission.
I've lost all my gear. I need to locate Snake.
He was never factored into the simulation. Leave him out of this.
What do you mean by that?
I can't do much naked, especially in this temperature.
That's true. You won't be able to attack or enter the hanging mode either.
I think Snake has my gear.
Raiden, take out Solidus and his men. You must recover Arsenal intact.
Colonel, are you under orders from the Patriots?
Your role, that is, mission, is to infiltrate the structure and disarm the terrorists.
My role? Why do you keep saying that?
Why not? This is a type of role-playing game. The point is that you play out your part, and I expect you to turn in a perfect performance.
Colonel, I just remembered something.
What?
That I've never met you in person. Not once.
Complete your mission according to the simulation.
Colonel, who are you?
No more questions. We have Rosemary.
What do you mean by that?
Over and out.
You make no sense.
This is probably the most artistic, just implementation of a fever dream I've ever seen.
Raiden, turn the game console off right now.
What did you say?
The mission is a failure. Cut the power right now.
What's wrong with you?
Don't worry, it's a game. It's a game just like usual.
You'll ruin your eyes playing so close to the TV.
What are you talking about?
Raiden, something happened to me last Thursday when I was driving home. I had a couple of miles to go. I looked up and saw a glowing orange object in the sky to the east. It was moving very irregularly. Suddenly, there was intense light all around me, and when I came to, I was home. What do you think happened to me?
Huh?
Fine. Forget it.
Get real.
That's my favorite call. I like how nonsensical it is.
Patience has its limits. I just can't leave this thing up to you.
You can just go home.
I'll do the fighting. You can just go home.
Oh, I thought I could sneak around.
I need some backup
But yeah. Who could have thought of something like this and actually implemented? I like how creepy it is. Like, none of this makes sense. And yet it's played so straight that you can't help but wonder what is real and what is... What? Is Raiden, like, hallucinating? Is this real? Is...
Variety level 13.
You know, and I think that's kind of the point.
Rescue Meryl, the return of Ginola.
And I love it so much. AI Colonel. They used to call me the computer master back in the 2nd grade because I told everyone that pressing caps lock, scroll lock, and num lock will light up the keyboard and make your system go into full blast mode, making it faster.
Honestly,
they all believe it too. There's some truth to that, though, if you really think about it.
Don't you have anything else to do with your time?
I just realized something. I've never met you in person.
There is something I've been meaning to tell you, but I just couldn't. I think you should know, though. On Saturday morning last week,
what do you mean by that?
I saw a guy leaving Rosemary's room. How should I put it? It was like they were intimate. I'm sorry. Sorry to bring this up during the mission, but...
And of course, random Japanese woman in the top right corner.
President Baker should be somewhere to the south of where you blasted through the wall. Hurry and save him before the terrorists discover his code. Infiltrate the enemy fortress, Outer Heaven. Destroy the final weapon,
Metal Gear. As a kid playing through this, you can imagine that I felt so creeped out. It's a feeling that I haven't really experienced. I wouldn't say since this game came out, because I think that's an over-exaggeration.
Jack, it's me.
Hi, Rose.
But it's definitely
Jack,
a feeling you don't get too often.
If it's about that conversation just now, I'm the one who's sorry.
Yeah, no,
it's something else.
No mention of the Colonel.
That day at Federal Hall 2 years ago, it wasn't a coincidence. I was ordered to keep an eye on you.
Keep an eye on me?
Yes, by the Patriots.
You're a spy?
I suppose. Yes. It's an ugly word. Are you still there?
Was sleeping with me a part of the job?
I fell in love with you.
How could anyone?
I can't excuse what I did. I've reported every detail of your personal life to them these 2 years. What you did, said, everything.
Must have been fun.
But some things I didn't tell anyone. Like what I felt for you.
So that's why you were involved in this mission. I should have known. Why else would they toss an analyst into the mix at the last minute?
I'm sorry. I know what I did was wrong.
No matter where I go, I get used.
I reinvented myself to suit your tastes.
I never understood what this
Hairstyle,
means.
Clothes, the way I moved, things I talked about. You say you love the color of my hair, my eyes. They're not even real.
You must have gone over my psych
Yeah, what does that
profile
mean?
with a fine-tooth
The rose that we're
comb.
looking at
It was my job.
looks completely
Great
different.
Performance had me completely fooled.
What I really wanted was for you to see the real me. It hurt to play out this artificial romance. It was worse to
what is
lie
your
to
favorite
myself
lie in
than to
MGS2?
you. The more love you gave me,
Rose the
the more
betrayer.
it hurt.
Rose is
Because
cheating
I
on the
knew
Patriots
person you
with
loved
Raiden.
was just a character.
So it was
What?
artificial
You didn't
on my
get
end too.
what means?
It was just a game.
Fake eyeballs?
Not the real thing.
Nanomachines?
Oh, Jack.
I feel better knowing that.
Yeah, she says
What?
her
I
eyes
was
and her
in
hair
love,
aren't
or
real.
thought
Like,
I was, with someone
she
who
says
didn't
that she
exist. I was
changed her
trying to be
appearance
someone I wasn't.
so that
by loving
Raiden would
what wasn't real.
like her,
I don't
right?
know who you really are. The person
Like,
I
you know, you
knew
can wear
isn't real.
contacts, you can
She's not the woman I'm talking to right now. In a sense,
wear
the
a wig
deception
or
was
something,
my own.
grow your hair
not
out,
theirs.
a hairstyle
Jack,
you don't really
I thought
like.
I was acting because that was my job. But I did fall in love with you. That wasn't an act.
You expect me to believe
But
that?
the implication
It's okay. You had your reasons,
that
right? Hey, I
that I get from
understand,
that is
but I
that
have nothing left to.
like she got
Jack!
plastic surgery
What?
or something.
I'm carrying. I'm pregnant, Jack.
Rose, what's going on?
You know, like she changed her whole facial structure.
Amazing how you walk around like that.
Oh, this is my favorite lie, by the way.
Been waiting long?
Oh, out of nowhere. Very prophetic, this part is. Cyber nanomachine eyes.
Where's my gear?
Right over there.
Yeah, this part, the whole talk about the AI, I think only gets more real.
That's more like it.
Every year that
Everything
passes.
you had when you were captured is still there.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's...
Sorry about earlier.
That is inferred.
I had to use
Dyed
you as
hair.
bait to gain access to Arsenal.
OMG, she is pregante.
Why didn't you tell me about Olga?
You never asked. Not happy about that? Get over it.
Any effects of the
Yeah,
virus
maybe I'm just
yet?
looking too
Still
into it.
waiting on that.
So, it was rigged by the Patriots?
Looks like it. From what I can tell, Arsenal is headed for Manhattan. I don't know what Solidus is planning, but we'll have to deal with it one way or another. There's also a troop of production model Rays ahead.
How many units?
25, according to Olga.
25?
Yeah. Can't say I've faced that many Metal Gears before, but I think we can deal.
No way we can.
We can, because we have no other choice.
How?
I've stocked up on Stinger missiles. Oh yeah, Olga left this for you.
Besides, I'm not a big fan of blades.
Why?
Olga asked me to give it to you. Besides, I'm not a big fan of blades. Move the right stick up and down to make a vertical slice, and left and right to slice parallel to the ground. Move the stick in a circle to do a rotating cut.
Am I still bleeding?
Push it forward to lunge and strike. You can guard with your blade if you have the LB button pressed down. You should be able to deflect a bullet or two.
Oh yeah, I am. Wow, are we sure Raiden's not the one that was pregante? So Rose, she reinvented her own style. Wouldn't she have said, we changed my look if she had plastic surgery? Oh, Rose says she reinvented her own style. It's just her hair length and eye color, maybe? Probably. Square. I always press triangle. When women say they reinvent themselves, they mean cutting their hair 2 inches? True. When men say it, they mean getting major invasive plastic surgery. Yeah, probably that's...
Damn kid.
Why I infer it that way, I guess. If he's bleeding, he can't be Pregante.
Come on, time to go.
Well, if he's bleeding, right, that means he can be Pregante.
If you run out of ammo, you can have mine.
You got enough?
Absolutely.
Infinite ammo. Really big
Snake.
talks about confirmation bias and believing what you and by extension Raiden wants to believe.
Snake,
Crouch
have you ever
and get rid of the bleeding.
Killing someone?
Yeah, I thought Raiden would like
I'm not sure. Sometimes
regain
it's
his
hard
health
to tell the difference between
with the cutscene.
reality and a game.
Diminished sense of reality, huh? VR training will do that.
No, it was field training when I was a kid. I lied, Snake. I have more field experience than I can remember. It's not VR that's doing this to me.
Raiden, we don't carry guns to take people down. We're not here to help some politician either.
You can say that because you're a legend, a hero. I'm Jack the Ripper, a dirty reminder of a terrible mistake.
Legends don't mean a whole lot. I was just a name to exploit, just like you.
People will remember only the good part, the right part of what you did.
There's no right part in murder, not ever. And we're not in this to make a name for ourselves.
Then what are you and Otacon fighting for?
What are we fighting for?
You can stop being part of a mistake, starting now.
What am I? What am I supposed to do?
That's your problem. Find something to believe in and pass it on to the future.
Find something to believe in and find it for yourself. And when you do, pass it on to the future.
Believe in what?
That's your
problem. Come on.
Snake, Raiden.
Otacon, you all right?
Yeah, so are all the hostages.
That's good news.
How's everything on your end?
All right for now, but there is something.
What?
The Colonel's last transmission was strange.
Strange? How?
Just strange. No idea.
Interference?
I don't know.
Where is this Colonel?
I don't know. I've never met the man, actually.
I'll dig around.
Thanks. I owe you one.
If there's anything else, call me on the codec. I might be able to help. The frequency is 141.12.
Convenient cipher. All right. Yeah, I guess M4. You can't be pregnant when you have your period? Maybe most people can, but Raiden sure can. Maybe that's what Raiden wants to believe in. Are you gonna do Tengu skip? Probably not. I did it once, and I thought the setup for it was just too like too inconvenient for me, at least. I like to just play this part normally. Right. Really big talks about confirmation bias and believing what you and by extension Raiden wants to believe. I never actually picked up on that. But that is true. I should be wearing the body armor. I know at some point they're like, people want to believe, right? They like, they have like a conversation towards the end where it's like, people only exist in like their own pool or something of information. But I didn't actually put it together that people are more, people are choosing to engage in that behavior more nowadays than, you know, when this game came out. It's becoming more true as time goes on. Not only in the AI thing, but the fact that the world is drowning in truth, huh? Raiden is the perfect specimen for this exercise because he didn't acknowledge the past. The truth only gets more true as years go on. Postmodernism. What?
Snake, are you okay? Snake! Snake!
I guess I must have been playing really bad for Snake to die there. I guess to your point, right? The truth only gets more true as years go on. By extension, right? You could say that the truth is the only thing that will exist because it's what really happened. Does that make sense? I think most people fail to realize that when people play games like this, right, they see themselves as Snake, when in actuality they're the Raiden. You know, this is kind of the point that Kojima was trying to make, one of the many points. And in that aspect, you know, we're more like Raiden than we think we are. Sorry, that's, I'm being too deep about it. We talk about deep, discussions on this channel.
Use this.
Who do you think the Patriots are, IRL? Yeah, Raiden is a base narcissist. I'd argue the truth gets more exposed, but it's always been this way. The AI bits were a nice touch, though. I like to go deep, yes. That's what she said. Why is Snake dying? Am I not going forward
Snake,
enough?
are you okay? Snake! Snake!
You see, that's the thing, right? The Patriots, if the Patriots do exist, IRL, that's what makes them scary, because we don't know who they are. If they do exist, and there is a group of people that controls how society functions, the fact that we don't know about anyone that does that is the scary part. and the whole like code word clearance thing. Like, what if the Patriots do exist and they go by a different name, but you know, it's a name that no one understands. Whenever you say gibberish, they're actually saying the name.
Use this.
And you just don't pick up on it because you have no idea that they really exist. Sorry, Snake. Yeah, I don't know. The AI bits are a nice touch, though. Who would have thought that AI would have progressed?
Yours. I found out where he is.
Where?
To essentially the same level that Kojima said that they
I've checked
said
out
it
all
would.
the possibilities, but I keep coming back to Arsenal. It isn't a relay point, it's the origin of the signal. And the encryption protocol it uses is exactly the same as that of Arsenal's AI, the so-called GW.
What the hell does this mean?
I think it means you've been talking to an AI.
That's impossible.
The kernel probably isn't GW per se. GW was most likely stimulating cortical activity in the dormant part of your brain through signal manipulation of your own nanomachines. The kernel is, in part, your own creation, cobbled together from expectations and experience.
That's crazy!
But it's probably the truth. The virus may be starting to affect GW, which would explain the kernel's behavior.
It was all an illusion? Everything I've done so far?
Raiden.
Snake, what's happening around here?
I don't know. What I do know is that you're standing right here in front of me. Not an illusion. Flesh and blood.
Huh?
It's your call. You can drop this if you want.
No, I can't do that. Let's go.
I'm a stream of Metal Gear as well. It's my all-time favorite. Cool. These games are really interesting to play.
Raiden, they've got Rose.
What?
Rose is being held in the holds.
It's a trap.
Rose!
Star Wars
Raiden,
mentioned?
Get a grip.
But Snake...
It's a trap. Since the Colonel doesn't exist, there's no way he can take Rose hostage.
Yeah, you're right.
I am right.
Okay. Does Rose exist?
Don't be weird. She's your...
What if I've never really met her?
What?
If the Colonel is something that I partly dreamt up, then everything I remember about her could be...
Don't jump to conclusions.
You and Otacon are the ones that say the Colonel never existed.
Raiden.
Is this what Olga was talking about?
That's a nice argument, Senator. Why don't you back it up with a source? The source is I made it up! Rip Snake. Sometimes Snake just gets wrecked. That is true. Oops. In a couple of years, he'll just be another dead clone of Big Boss.
Use this.
Infinite ammo. I got my theories. Yes, I think most people have thought about it, at least on some level, right? Everyone has their own idea, and I'm pretty sure if it was that easy to just come to, it's probably a red herring. I don't know. That's my theory. This octagon guy seems pretty bright. Is octagon real?
Use this.
Fun fact, both Octagon and Raiden are the same age here, 27. Really? Hold the L1 button if you want to move and shoot. Or something similar if not on PlayStation. Oh yeah! Huh.
Catch.
That's funny, I never knew that. How many years have I played this game for? Still learning something new. Thanks.
Fortune.
It's been a long wait, Solid Snake. The root of all my sorrows.
What?
2 years ago, you killed my father. That was the beginning of hell for us. Everyone I love has been taken from me one by one, and no matter how hard I try, I can't follow them. An endless nightmare. The only thing we live for is to see it end. Our wait is almost over.
You can't be serious about firing the nuke.
Since no one can kill me, I may as well kill everyone I can.
Yeah, makes sense. Flawless logic.
Damn! Looks like I'm today's pick. You go on ahead. You want eternal rest? I've got it right here.
What are you gonna do? Bullets can't get near her.
I'll think of something. There's no such thing as a witch.
You think you can kill me?
I don't know what your group's been through, but let's get one thing clear. I didn't kill your father.
Do you think anyone can
I am your father.
Right.
Oh, what a plot twist. I especially love how Raiden climbs the ladder and then just appears. Where is he? Where did he climb up to? I say this every time I play this game. Like, this last part of it reminds me so much
Jack,
of
I've been watching how
Evangelion.
It looks like you've remembered the way you used to kill in the old days. Or is it one of the S3 plan's proud achievements?
What are you talking about?
It came as a complete surprise when Ocelot discovered the S3
Right,
data
and you've been
from
talking to
GW.
ChatGPT.
Not a bad idea, though. Using fire to fight fire.
Unironically, that might be
assassin to retire. Solid
a
Snake's
problem we have to
brother.
deal with now.
S3 stands
People are already
for
dealing with it.
Solid Snake Simulation.
Fish and mailed.
It's a development program.
It doesn't need to be difficult to come to.
Solid Snake, the perfect
I'm the Twitch guy, by the way. Oh, okay.
The result is a Foxhound commando.
Yeah, the fact that the game
When
doesn't explain
Foxhound
running
no
gun is
longer
actually
exists,
ludicrous.
A simulated Solid Snake shaped by VR regimen. Sound like someone
Yeah, a
you
lot of
know,
these games are just
Jack.
trial and error.
I'm sorry to see
They
you
don't really
reduced to one of
explain.
the Patriots' puppets.
And I guess on some level
But
that's
I've
kind of a
made
good
use
thing.
of you, and their plan
It allows you to
too.
feel like you accomplished something.
Solid Snake's sudden appearance.
Although I had
your
no idea you could do
arrival,
that.
It was obvious the Patriots were among my ranks. I had to smoke out the agent before the mission entered the
GTA
final
6 has been
phase.
delayed to 2026.
You came in handy as bait.
I did hear about that.
Jack, those days during the Civil
But is that
War
actually
were as
true?
real as they come. Every day was
It's been delayed like
absolute.
1 year.
Split between life and death. You ran from it, and now you've been led back to war by something less than real. No more games, Jack. At least you know. There's no reason to keep you alive now. I've given you a worthy opponent, at least. But now, you should die as the little Jackie boy I once knew.
All right. This is the part. Whenever I do like the boss rush, this part always is where I die at. I can never do this part like flawlessly. Just a fun fact. Oh, right, I was gonna mention. I don't know if it's really a lie. But I'd like to believe that Snake doesn't actually exist in this part. You know, Raiden has gone through so much trauma up to this point that the only way his brain can, like, stay sane is that he imagines Snake coming here to help him. That's why when you're in the hallway, you know, and he just kind of appears, it's like Raiden's brain is trying to comfort him. I remember hearing about it some time ago. Specifically like that this part was just completely empty, and then you can just see all the rays in the background, and after you do defeat them, and they just kind of like break down in the middle there. It makes no sense. Oh, oops. I think it's also funny when you kind of think about the fact that this was supposed to be the last Metal Gear. A lot of things start to make more sense. You know, what's a better way to end off Metal Gear than by fighting 25 Metal Gears? Ugh. And I think in European Extreme, don't you actually fight through 25 of them? I think you only have to do like a certain amount of damage, like in total, yeah. Just insane. Snake could barely take on one.
Decided to show
Oh, but don't do this! They'll know!
I'll hold them off. Give you time to get away.
What about you? This is suicide!
Your nanomachines, they're transmitting your vital signs to the Patriots. If you die, my child dies. You understand?
The child.
I see. So that's why you sold your troops out to me. So many dead, and they all died trusting you! Weren't they your comrades?
No, not just comrades. Family! I know I'm going to help, but at least my child.
I applaud your attitude. If you have a death wish, I'll be happy to accommodate you. See you in hell!
No! Olga.
Olga!
Enjoy the show, Jack. Let's pick up where we left off. What's going on?
A ghost in the machine.
What's wrong with it?
GW, it's out of control.
What?
Cascade throughout the neural network. I can't shut it down.
What happened?
Maybe some kind of virus.
The Patriots?
I don't know.
Ocelot, what have you been up to?
It's too late. Arsenal's system control is going haywire. It's on an emergency ascent course.
Stupid machines!
shots from a P90 did that?
Damn the Patriots!
Why is Raiden even bothering with the Stinger then?
You still have some use.
I've captured Snake.
Snake?
Bring him in.
Weird. Very weird. Sure.
Are you awake yet, Jack?
And now we're on top of
the
Arsenal.
AI is corrupted beyond repair. I admit that I underestimated you. I'll squeeze the answers out of you instead, my son.
Snake! No, Snake! Lend me your strength.
What do you hope to hear? You know he doesn't know anything.
It's not him I want the answers from.
What do you mean?
That's not your business.
Oh, really? It so happens I have some business of my own to attend to.
Planning to hijack Arsenal?
Huh?
You were going to screw me over, weren't you?
Who talked? Ocelot?
Not exactly. I was the one who used Ocelot to suggest the idea to you in the first place.
What?
I was planning to give you Arsenal to begin with.
Why the uncharacteristic generosity?
I'm no philanthropist. Arsenal is far from impregnable. It needs other Metal Gears as guards, a huge payload of warheads, and full air, sea, and land support to function efficiently. Against a large attack force without support, Arsenal is nothing more than a gigantic coffin. Seizing Arsenal gear was never the real objective.
What was your objective then?
A list of names of the Patriots! They were planning to extend their control to digital information flow with GW and Arsenal. That means the information they want to filter out is contained in GW, including that list of the highest 12 members of the Patriots Wiseman's Committee.
And once you knew who they were, you would cross out their names one by one, while we, with our useless arsenal, drew their fire.
Very good.
You were using us all along.
Were you any different?
But your plans hit a snag with GW destroyed, hasn't it?
No, there is another way.
Really? But we have our own plans to carry out. We'll take the arsenal since you don't care for it anyway. The purified hydrogen bomb is ready to go.
A nuclear strike won't stop them.
It will damage their power source. The mindless masses that they control. First things first.
Of course. That was what you wanted. I won't stop you. Good luck.
Thanks, but I have quite enough of that. What exactly do you find so funny?
Charades usually are humorous. I wouldn't have minded watching some more of it, but we're running a little short on time.
What are you talking about?
Everything you've done here has been scripted. A little exercise set up by us.
Exercise?
The S3 plan was conceived as a means to produce soldiers on par with Solid Snake. That's what I told you. But the VR training the boy was put through is not the meat of the project. You think this little terrorist incident is your own doing, Solidus? This is the S3 training kernel. An orchestrated recreation of Shadow Moses.
What?
Ames and the president's deaths.
You must be
Ames. Ninja. The computer virus that mimics Foxdie. Did you really think they were all a coincidence? Ames' own nanomachines were used to shut down his pacemaker. I arranged for the appearance of the ninja as well. As for the president, although Johnson realized what was going on, he played out his allotted part. As for the computer virus, it's a digital counterpart of Foxdie. It was also designed to eliminate every scrap of information regarding the Patriots from GW. Your plan was invalidated even before execution, Solidus. Fat Man was a different story. He's one of our own people, a sort of examiner we hired to test the boy's progress before letting him tackle the exercise proper. We had to arrange for Stillman's presence to coax the maniac into agreeing. If the boy had allowed the big shell to be destroyed, this exercise would have ended there. The project has no room for failures.
What do you mean?
Given the right situation, the right story, anyone can be shaped into Snake. Even rookies can fight like men of experience. An instant creation of genius. And this training kernel would provide more than enough data to formulate such a program. You, Dead Cell, Olga, you're all nothing but pawns placed to create the perfect simulation. Solidus, you and the boy were selected because your relationship resembles the one between Snake and Big Boss. Fortune, you and the rest of Dead Cell stand in for the Foxhound squad that Snake took on in Shadow Moses. You're the most impressive collection of freaks outside of Foxhound. We've gone to a lot of trouble to set you up against the boy. That story about purified hydrogen bombs is just the tip of the iceberg. The project was already underway when I sunk that tanker, along with your old man 2 years ago. Throwing your husband in the brig was a part of it too. You were told that the eradication of Dead Cell 6 months ago was an act of the Patriots. We provoked and encouraged your hatred. And you opted for vengeance, just as we planned.
All orchestrated?
Except for the appearance of the real Solid Snake. I wonder now who sent for you.
All our misfortune was just a part of their project?
But how?
How could...
You're no Lady Luck. You have nothing that we didn't give you.
What?
Do you know why no bullet could hit you? It wasn't magic or some new age mumbo-jumbo. Certainly wasn't your psychic talents. It was all staged by the Patriots.
Staged?
You were being shielded by the electromagnetic weapons technology that the Patriots developed. Your dead cell comrades loved your father and husband. We needed a pathetic wretch like you to keep them focused. You've been our puppet all along, just like Olga.
No.
You were hamming it up as the tragic heroine, thanks to the script that the Patriots wrote for you. Pure self-indulgence, absorbed in your own misfortune. You couldn't get enough of the drama.
I could have died whenever I wanted to.
Thought I got her in the heart.
It missed.
Now I remember. Your heart's on the right. Waste of metal, my dear, but your luck's run out. This is the little gizmo. There's no such thing as miracles or the supernatural, only cutting-edge technology.
Bastard.
Now that I have enough data, all I have to do is retrieve Arsenal and clean up the refuse from the exercise.
Just try.
How's this then? Damn.
Fortune!
You idiot! Get the hell away from there!
I told you, your luck's run out. Take your reward. It's all the payload Ray has. Die!
Everybody down!
What the? Impossible!
She really is Lady Luck.
She is Lady Luck.
My name is Helena Dolph Jackson, the daughter of a proud and noble soldier. I can see my family again.
Damn! Try this instead.
Brothers!
Brothers! Liquid! I've been waiting for this!
It can't be.
I've been inside this arm all along, waiting for the right time to awaken.
You were inside Ocelot?
Yes, a sleeper in the arm of a Patriot spy.
It was you 2 years ago?
Exactly. I was controlling him. Snake, it was I that leaked information about Arsenal to your partner and got you out here.
What?
You're the only one that can free me. After all... I'm off to bury the Patriots for good.
You know where they are? How?
Why do you think I chose Ocelot as my host? But before I go, I have a family matter to settle with both of you. There's room for only one Snake and one big boss. Time to say goodbye!
Damn.
Like surfing, it's a good way to go.
Liquid! Stop this thing!
Hey, Snake! You coming?
I wonder what have happened. I wonder what happened in between Arsenal going under the bridge and this. Also, for that whole time, were Solidus and Raiden just kind of looking each other? Unless Arsenal went like full speed.
Hall.
What are you laughing at?
Do you know what day it is?
You know what day it is today.
April 30th?
It was like 3 days ago.
That's right. George Washington took office as the first president of the United States of America 200 years ago today. And it happened right here. We were going to declare another independence, the dawn of a new nation, here. The end of the Patriots' secret rule, liberation of this country. This was where it was supposed to begin. This is where freedom could have been born.
All you want is power at any cost.
Jack, it's not power I want. What I wanted to take back from the Patriots are things like freedom, civil rights, opportunities. The founding principles of this country. Everything that's about to be wiped out by their digital censorship. Jack, listen to me. We're all born with an expiration date. No one lasts forever. Life is nothing but a grace period for turning the best of our genetic material into the next generation. The data of life is transferred from parent to child. That's how it works. But we have no heirs, no legacy. We brothers are called les enfants terribles. Cloned from our father with the ability to reproduce conveniently engineered out. What is our legacy if we cannot pass the torch? Proof of our existence, a mark of some sort. When the torch is passed on from parent to child, it extends beyond DNA. Information is imparted as well. All I want is to be remembered by other people, by history. The Patriots are trying to protect their power, their own interests, by controlling the digital flow of information. I want my memory, my existence to remain. Unlike an intron of history, I will be remembered as an exon. That will be my legacy, my mark in history. Remain. Unlike an as an exon. That would be my legacy. But the Patriots would deny us. I will triumph over the Patriots and liberate us all, and we will become the Sons of Liberty.
Ah, ha, 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 ha.
Raiden, are you receiving? We're still here.
This is where it gets really good.
The AI was destroyed.
Only GW.
Who are you?
To begin with, we're not what you'd call human. Over the past 200 years, a kind of consciousness formed layer by layer in the crucible of the White House. It's not unlike the way life started in the oceans 4 billion years ago. The White House was our primordial soup, a base of evolution. We are formless. We are the very discipline and morality that Americans invoke so often. How can anyone hope to eliminate us? As long as this nation exists, so will we.
Cut the crap! If you're immortal, why would you take away individual freedoms and censor the net?
Jack, don't be silly.
Don't you know that our plans have your interests, not ours, in mind?
What?
Jack, listen carefully, like a good boy.
The mapping of the human genome was completed early this century. As a result, the evolutionary log of the human race lay open to us.
We started with genetic engineering, and in the end, we succeeded in digitizing life itself.
But there are things not covered by genetic information.
What do you mean?
Human memories, ideas, culture, history.
Genes don't contain any record of human history.
Is it something that should not be passed on? Should that information be left at the mercy of nature?
We've always kept records of our lives, through words, pictures, symbols, from tablets to books.
But not all the information was inherited by later generations. A small percentage of the whole was selected and processed, then passed on. Not unlike genes, really.
That's what history is, Jack.
But in the current digitized world, trivial information is accumulating every second, preserved in all its triteness, never fading, always accessible.
Rumors about petty issues, misinterpretations, slander.
All this junk data, preserved in an unfiltered state, growing at an alarming rate.
It will only slow down social progress, reduce the rate of evolution.
Right. You seem to think that our plan is one of censorship.
Are you telling me it's not?
You're being silly. What we propose to do is not to control content, but to create context.
Create context?
The digital society furthers human flaws and selectively rewards development of convenient half-truths. Just look at the strange juxtapositions of morality around you.
Billions spent on new weapons in order to humanely murder other humans.
Rights of criminals are given more respect than the privacy of their victims.
Although there are people suffering in poverty, huge donations are made to protect endangered species. Everyone grows up being told the same thing.
Be nice to other people.
But beat out the competition.
You're special. Believe in yourself and you will succeed.
But it's obvious from the start that only a few can succeed.
You exercise your right to freedom, and this is the result. All rhetoric to avoid conflict and protect each other from hurt. The untested truths, spun by different interests, continue to churn and accumulate in the sandbox of political correctness and value systems.
Everyone withdraws into their own small gated community, afraid of a larger forum. They stay inside their little ponds, leaking whatever truth suits them into the growing cesspool of society at large.
The different cardinal truths neither clash nor mesh. No one is invalidated, but nobody is right.
Not even natural selection can take place here. The world is being engulfed in truth.
And this is the way the world ends, not with a bang, but a whimper.
We're trying to stop that from happening.
It's our responsibility as rulers. Just as in genetics, unnecessary information and memory must be filtered out to stimulate the evolution of the species.
And you think you're qualified to decide what's necessary and not?
Absolutely. Who else could wade through the sea of garbage you people produce, retrieve valuable truths, and even interpret their meaning for later generations?
That's what it means to create context.
I'll decide for myself what to believe and what to pass on.
But is that even your own idea?
Or something Snake told you?
That's the proof of your incompetence right there. You lack the qualifications to exercise free will.
That's not true. I have the right.
Does something like a self exist inside of you?
That which you call self serves as nothing more than a mask to cover your own being.
In this era of ready-made truths, self is just something used to preserve those positive emotions that you occasionally feel.
Another possibility is that self is a concept you conveniently borrowed under the logic that it would endow you with some sense of strength.
That's crap!
Is it? Would you prefer that someone else tell you? All right then. Explain it to him.
Jack, you're simply the best, and you got there all by yourself.
Oh, what happened? Do you feel lost? Why not try a bit of soul-searching?
Don't think you'll find anything, though.
Ironic that although self is something that you yourself fashioned, every time something goes wrong, you turn around and place the blame on something else.
It's not my fault. It's not your fault.
In denial, you simply resort to looking for another, more convenient truth in order to make yourself feel better.
Leaving behind in an instant the so-called truth you once embraced.
Should someone like that be able to decide what is truth?
Should someone like you even have the right to decide?
You've done nothing but abuse your freedom.
You don't deserve to be free.
We're not the ones smothering the world. You are.
The individual is supposed to be weak, but far from powerless. A single person has the potential to ruin the world.
And the age of digitized communication has given even more power to the individual. Too much power for an immature species.
Building a legacy involves figuring out what is wanted and what needs to be done for that goal. All this you used to struggle with. Now we think for you.
We are your guardians, after all.
You want to control human thought, human behavior?
Of course. Anything can be quantified nowadays. That's what this exercise was designed to prove.
You fell in love with me just as you were meant to, after all. Isn't that right, Jack?
Ocelot was not told the whole truth, to say the least.
We rule an entire nation. Of what interest would a single soldier, no matter how able, be to us?
The S3 plan does not stand for solid snake simulation. What it does stand for is Selection for Societal Sanity. The S3 is a system for controlling human will and consciousness. S3 is not you, a soldier trained in the image of Solid Snake. It is a method, a protocol that created a circumstance that made you what you are.
So you see, we're the S3, not you.
What you experienced was the final test of its effectiveness.
That's crazy.
You heard what President Johnson said.
The Arsenal's GW system is the key to their supremacy.
The objective of this exercise was to establish such a method. We used Shadow Moses as a paradigm for the exercise.
I wonder if you would have preferred a fantasy setting.
Yeah, how would that look like?
We chose that backdrop because of its extreme
Always
circumstances. It was an optimal test for S3's crisis management capacity. If the model could trigger, control, and solve this, it would be ready for any contingency. And now, we have our proof. Raiden, there are also reasons behind your selection. Solidus raised plenty of other child soldiers. Do you know why we chose you over them? It was because you were the only one who refused to acknowledge the past. All the others remember what they were and pay for it daily.
But you turn your back on everything you don't like. You do whatever you like, see only the things you like, and for yourself alone.
Yes, Rose can attest to that.
You refused to see me for what I was. I lied to you, but I wanted to be caught. You pretended to be understanding, to be a gentleman. You never made a conscious attempt to reach out to me. The only time you did was when I gave you no choice but to do so.
I was just trying not to...
What? Trying not to hurt me? Dear, the one you were trying not to hurt was yourself. Avoiding the truth under the guise of kindness is all that you did. It occurred to you to do nothing but look out for yourself. Even if you claim that it was for my sake, that feeling was nowhere to be seen. In the end, everything was for your sake. I was never part of the picture.
Exactly right. So you see, you're a perfect representative of the masses we need to protect. This is why we chose you. You accepted the fiction we've provided, obeyed our orders, and did everything you were told to. The exercise is a resounding success.
Didn't I tell you that GW was still incomplete? But not anymore, thanks to you.
Your persona, experiences, triumphs, and defeats are nothing but byproducts. The real objective was ensuring that we could generate and manipulate them. It's taken a lot of time and money, but it was well worth it considering the results. I think that's enough talk. It's time for the final exercise. Raiden, take Solidus down.
Think again. I'm through doing what I'm told.
Oh, really? Aren't you forgetting something?
If you die, my child dies.
The termination of vital signals from your nanomachines means the death of Olga's child. Not to mention the death of Rose. She's wired the same way.
Rose, does she actually exist?
Of course I do, Jack. You have to believe me.
Damn!
It will be a fight to the death.
Solidus at least wants you dead.
We will collect the necessary data from this last fight. Then we'll consider the exercise closed. So, Jack the Ripper, will it be Solidus, the Patriot's creation, or you, Solidus's creation? Our beloved monsters, enjoy yourselves.
Yeah, and this is all from a game where you try and avoid people while hiding in a cardboard box.
My clone brothers and I are called monsters, replicates of evil genes.
As a kid, that whole conversation just
but
like
still a monster,
blew
shaped
my
by a
mind.
dark and secret history.
And it still kind of does.
We need to
How
decide which monstrosity
real
will have
it
the
still
privilege
is.
of survival. By the way, Jack, I was the one who killed your parents. I claimed you for my own and raised you as a soldier in the army of the devil. I am your foster father and your worst enemy.
Why?
Because I needed to know whether we were really someone else's creation. We're repeating history, Jack. Liquid and Solid hunted down Big Boss, trying to sever the tie that bound them to him. Unless you kill me and face your past, Jack, you will never escape. You'll stay in the endless loop, your own double helix. It's time we were both free. I have other reasons for wanting you dead. The clues to the Patriots inside GW have been erased, but there are other traces. Inside you.
What?
The information is being carried by the nanomachines in your cerebral cortex, and throughout the neural network they've formed.
Come at me. I kind of find it funny how the backdrop of this whole fight is like an existential crisis waiting to happen. And then you just go to fighting this guy with a sword. Stop, drop, and roll. Tactical. That's
Is that the best you can do?
RNG manipulation. Hey, what's going on, Eric? Hey man, what's up? Looks like I'm right on time to see the Battle of Solidus. Yeah, literally could not be more perfect.
Take this!
There we go.
This is where it gets interesting.
I think the environments in this game are always so cool. If the camera wasn't just always pointed down, I would love to just look around the building.
You have to beat Solidus. This is your last duty.
We're not just pawns in some simulation game, you know.
Yes, you are. You're nothing but mere weapons. No different from fighter jets or tanks.
What the?
The old model destroyed 4 years ago was Rex.
The new amphibious model is Ray.
Both of these are the same as the code names used by the U.S. Armed Forces to refer to Japanese warplanes during World War II.
Your code code name Raiden, too, comes from the Japanese Navy's name for one of its interceptors.
Stop it. I'm not a weapon.
Oh, really? Do you know the code name the U.S. Armed Forces used for the Japanese fighter Raiden?
It was Jack. Both of you are just weapons to be used and thrown away.
Just weapons to be used on the battlefield. Just pawns in a game, exactly as you said.
And a weapon has no right to think for itself. Now, it's time to fulfill your purpose. Defeat Solidus.
Ow.
Is that the best you could do?
How'd it go against the Rays? I'd say pretty average, actually. I didn't get it down, like, perfectly, but I think it still went pretty good. Solidus, but the Patriots would deny us even that. And we will become the Sons of Liberty. Ha ha ha. The environment's always been cool, especially in 3. But I also like the environment of Peace Walker too. Yeah. Maybe it's because the camera is so limiting in this game. But I really want to take like a free roam camera and just like take a look around. Wow, they really interrupt in the middle of the battle and Solidus waiting. That's how they always do it, you know, it's no matter how much you want to kill your opponent, you know, they get a phone call, you just gotta like take a step aside and wait. There we go! Do you think Solidus would be proud of today's Raiden with his skills? Maybe. I don't know if proud is the word I would use to describe it. But I think... I guess... Yeah, I guess it would be proud in some kind of like weird... Some weird, like third person kind of way. Raiden was always a good soldier, right? And seeing him become a better soldier is, maybe that's something that's... Maybe that's something he would be proud of. Good job, Raiden. I will never get tired of that ending of MGS2. The cutscenes are just so good, you know? Yeah. Maybe too good. On top of Federal Hall and... You know, some camera cuts. Those flat 2D textures in the building. And now he's on ground level.
No one quite knows who or what they are. The memories you have and the role you were assigned are burdens you had to carry. It doesn't matter if they were real or not. That's never the point. There's no such thing in the world as absolute reality. Most of what they call real is actually fiction. What you think you see is only as real as your brain tells you it is.
Then, what am I supposed to believe in? What am I going to leave behind when I'm through?
We can tell other people about having faith. What we had faith in. What we found important enough to fight for. It's not whether you were right or wrong, but how much faith you were willing to have. That decides the future. The Patriots are a kind of ongoing fiction too, come to think of it. Listen, don't obsess over words so much. Find the meaning behind the words, then decide. You can find your own name. And your own future.
Decide for myself?
And whatever you choose will be you.
I don't know if I can.
I know you didn't have much in terms of choices this time. But everything you felt, thought about during this mission is yours. And what you decide to do with them is your choice.
You mean start over?
Yeah, a clean slate, a new name, new memories. Choose your own legacy. It's for you to decide. It's up to you. By the way, what is that?
Dog tags.
Hey.
Anyone you know?
Well, of course I know him. He's me.
No, never heard the name before. I'll pick my own name and my own life. I'll find something worth passing on. They taught me some good things, too.
I know. We've inherited freedom from all those who fought for it. We all have the freedom to spread the word. Even me.
Based.
Snake, what about Olga's child?
Don't worry. I'll find him. Count on it.
Do you think if Vamp arrived early on the scene of them fighting, you think he would help his boss out? But sometimes I feel like he would just watch them fight, or Solidus would say something like,
"Do you know where
Let me
went?
take care of Raiden."
I put a transmitter on his ray.
Did he head for the Patriots?
I don't know. I think at this point,
but
Vamp...
I have a feeling they gave Ocelot a bogus location to begin with.
Vamp kind of just...
Cheer up. We have a better lead.
I guess goes his own way.
This contains the list of all the Patriots.
But Ocelot took it.
The one we gave you wasn't the real thing.
What?
This virus is coded to destroy only a specific part of GW, namely the information about the Patriots' identity. Which means that there's a parameter coded in here that defines what that information is.
I get it. Analyze the code and you can probably find out where they operate. Count me in.
No, you have things to do first. And people you need to talk to.
So ominous. Rose, she really does exist. Or maybe that's what they want you to think.
Snake?
Ooh, a parrot. I wonder what it tastes like.
What's wrong?
Nothing. Can I ask you something? Who am I, really?
I wouldn't know. But we're going to find out together, aren't we?
Oh. Yeah.
See me for what I am, okay?
I know.
Do you remember this place?
Of course. This is where we first met. I remember now. Today is the day I met you.
That's it.
I think I found something to pass along to the future.
What?
He said all living things want their genes to live on.
Are you talking about the baby?
Yeah. But genes aren't the only thing you pass on. There are too many things that aren't written into our DNA. It's up to us to teach that to our children.
What kind of things?
About the environment, our ideas, our culture, poetry, compassion, sorrow, joy. We'll tell them everything together.
Is that a proposal?
This is for your ears only.
I stare at the stars and the sky up above and think, what am I made of? Am I full of sorrow? Am I hurt and pain? Or am I filled with love?
So yeah, MGS2.
I walk by myself on the streets below.
Yeah, what did you think?
Ask every child
I usually don't like putting my face cam on during this last part, because it's just cutscene after cutscene. It would just be me pressing the button over and over again. But yeah, MGS2. Like I said earlier, just playing this game as a kid, I think it really blew my mind when Raiden's like, yeah, I'll decide for myself what to pass on. And the AI is like, is that your idea or is that Snake's idea? And like, whoa. I was like, wow, actually, maybe it is something that someone else told me I should believe in. So what else am I, like, just blindly believing in? I don't know. Maybe that's... Maybe I'm looking too deep into things, but... Yeah, like... I think at the time this game released, no one believed the direction it would take in. No one believed the direction that the world would take. And it's kind of insane that Kojima predicted with that kind of level of accuracy. I mean, yeah, not everything's like 1-to-1. But back in 2001, you know, the pre-production for this, like right after MGS1, so not even the year 2000, like the internet was just a completely different place than it is right now. And for him to look at the way things were going, to be able to predict, this is how people act if we throw in the internet. Maybe this is how people will predictively choose to engage in. This is how people will act with each other. And to be able to predict that kind of level of accuracy, not only in how people think and act, but the way that technology would impact that interaction, I think is just so crazy. Every year, it gets more and more real. We truly do live in MGS2. And that's kind of a scary thing when you think about it, right? And I guess the kind of takeaway from this is, no matter what, things will be good. You know, the world's kind of like falling apart right now. But then when you think of history and you look back at how the world was, like it's always just kind of been falling apart. Like it's never really been completely stable. And there's always been new introductions in technology, and people have always changed how they interact with each other. And when you look at what people have made and how they choose to leave behind, what they choose to leave behind, it's kind of always the same. And if they could get through their hard times, why can't we, right? At least that's my takeaway from it. Like, things might be under the control of some shadow, secret organization that controls every aspect of your life, but in the end, you are still in control of your own life, and you can always live better, I guess. I guess that's the way that I choose to see things. Yeah, I think that's all I wanted to say. But yeah, always, every year I come back to this game. Once for Metal Gear March, and then for April 30th. And I always look back like, wow, if only we knew how worse things would get next year. But in the end, you know, it'll always be good if... What's the saying I'm trying to think of? In the end, it's always good. So if it's not good, it's not the end. I don't know. Something to that effect. But yeah, it's always a good reminder that things will be good. What a song. It's so motivating what Snake says. Yeah. Probably the best $7 of a game I got for it back then. Worth it. Glad Kojima makes more games too. I think I got this game for like $1 at GameStop. Boy. Imagine that. Internet was used a lot in the 90s, I can imagine, but not as much as today's standards, yeah. From what I heard, there were many websites where they were very creative about how they managed the websites back then. Yeah, hold that thought.
Life isn't just about passing on your genes. We can leave behind much more than just DNA. Through speech, music, literature, and movies, what we've seen, heard, felt, anger, joy, and sorrow. These are the things I will pass on. That's what I live for. We need to pass the torch and let our children read our messy and sad history by its light. We have all the magic of the digital age to do that with. The human race will probably come to an end sometime, and new species may rule over this planet. Earth may not be forever, but we still have the responsibility to leave what traces of life we can. Building the future and keeping the past alive are one and the same thing.
Snake, you there? It's me. I've finished going over that disk.
Did you find the Patriots list?
Of course. It contains the personal data of 12 people. There was a name on it. Snake, it was one of our biggest contributors.
What's going on around here?
I don't know.
Anyway, where are they?
Well, we were right about them being on Manhattan, but...
But what?
They're already dead. All 12 of them.
When did it happen?
Well, about 100 years ago.
What the hell?
Oh, cliffhanger. Playtime, 9 hours. Not bad. Still not good, but 5 saves, 9 continues, 17 alerts. I think that's a new record. That's a personal best. 111 people killed and 27 rations. Tarantula. Yeah. From now on, call me Tarantula. All right. And now that's MGS2. Hello there. How are you? Hi, Evangelina. Yeah. Just finished MGS2. I'm doing okay. How are you? That's the first time you got that nickname, right, in the game? I think it is. Yeah, unfortunately, like, the stream's pretty much over now. Yeah, almost like 3 hours. Like half an hour shorter than I thought it would be, so that's kind of surprising. I was about to say... When I first started using the internet was when Cartoon Network had games of their cartoons on their pages. Even Facebook was so different back then. Also, remember Skype? Yeah, that's kind of funny, huh? Cartoon Network. Didn't Cartoon Network, like, shut down its webpage? I don't remember using Facebook or Skype back then. Or from, like, the screenshots I've seen. Yeah, just completely different. Oh right, I was gonna say. There were... Yeah, like, early 90s, or should I say late 90s, early 2000s. I would say that was probably like the golden age of the internet. Anyone could make a web page. Anyone could design it any way they wished to. Everyone had their own like creative spin on the web page design. You know, there are web pages dedicated to whatever you could think of. You know, birds, flowers, food. They still have web pages for that now, but just the sheer amount of just sites that you could visit. Nowadays, you kind of only go to one site for all of those things. Everything's just everything's been filtered down to a few major sites, and there's so much that's been lost to time just by sheer progress, maybe? Just time and progress. So it's kind of a shame, but I guess it is what it is, right? Mostly the cutscenes that makes the stream longer, 100%. But even then, you know, when I was like pseudo speedrunning it for the end of Metal Gear March, like it still took me a while. So the cutscenes don't really add up that much. Yes, they did. Years ago, I think. Now that just unlocks a memory. Facebook was definitely so different back then. Yeah, I only started using social media like maybe 10 years ago. Actually, that is exactly when I started. When I started high school is when I like first started a Facebook. When I first got a Facebook, when I first got an Instagram, a Twitter. Yeah, that was 10 years ago. Can you believe that? I started high school 10 years ago. Oh my god, I'm getting old. Official UNC status achieved. But yeah. Even back then, all of this was still true. So it's kind of funny. Not really, but doing great. Was just playing MGS1. I'm on the part where you're supposed to freeze up the keycard. Oh, yeah. That's always kind of a hassle. I really need to play the Twin Snakes. I always thought that part where you just like go outside of the room, like the control room. There's like two pipes that have like cold water and hot steam, and you can just shoot them to instantly change the card instead of going all the way back. Ah, would have been nice. Twitter was released back in like mid-2000s. Yeah, that's... Really? Mid-2000s? I could have sworn it was earlier. Mid-2010s. Funny how Twitter would degrade over that time. What was your favorite high school class? So do I. I hope they made it better in Twin Snakes. I think they did. From the little I've seen of it, I think a lot of it is better. But better is like subjective, you know? My favorite class in high school, I think it would have to be... I didn't actually like high school a lot, funny enough. So to say what my favorite part about it is kind of bringing up bad memories. Not really. I'd say it was... I took a yearbook class. It was like making the yearbook for the school. And I would get to go to like football games and stuff and take photos of the games and work on stuff and interview people. And that was probably the most fun that I had. And I would say that that class actually did contribute a lot to the stream nowadays, you know? I don't know if I went through that experience, I would still be streaming exactly the way I am now. That's something to think about. Yahoo Answers was what I would use sometimes for homework in school. Mine was English, Geography, and History class, TBH. Really? I used to use, I'm trying to think. I think it was just mostly Google. There was something else I used, but I forgot what it was. Yeah, I can't remember. Maybe I'll remember it some other time, but... I used to hate doing homework. I never did homework in school. I would get it, and then I would get home. I wouldn't do it. And it's not like I played video games or anything. I just didn't do it. I hated homework. I hate homework still. Like from the very fiber of my being, I hate homework. But then the next day I would go and quickly try and do it. And if I didn't do it, I just didn't care and I would tell them I didn't have it. And look at how I turned up. So, I don't know. Maybe that was an indicator earlier on of what was to come. I would mostly play tennis or baseball in PE or whatever. I think I had one PE class, like, ever. I had weights and conditioning, like my freshman year of high school. And other than that, I don't think I ever did anything athletic. Although, fun fact, I was the manager for the basketball team, so, you know, basically the same thing, right? And mine was math and physics. It wasn't easy, but I liked those classes. Okay. That actually reminds me. I did take an astronomy class. I think my junior year. Like, that one was actually pretty fun. Not a lot of astronomy was actually done in it, but you take what you can get, right? I'm sure homework is a lot worse in college, don't you think? Oh, yeah. Tell me about it. Even in college, I still did not do my homework. And look at how I ended up. That's funny to think about. My college days were not fun either. I think school in general was just a very bad time for me. But that's probably a story for another time. Astronomy sounds cool. That sounds cool. Yeah, like on paper, I guess it was kind of cool. It was mostly just geology for whatever reason. It was like, oh, the Earth is in space, right? So we'll study the Earth. And it was like, it was just a geology class, essentially. Maybe here and there we'd be like, oh, you know, what's the geology of other planets? But, that's mostly what I remember. Because since I want to study computer science, there's probably gonna leave a lot of homework. But it's an experience nonetheless, I'll say. Yeah, oh, computer science is like homework central. I think any STEM major is like, it's gonna involve a lot of homework. So, yeah, good luck with that. Although I would think computer science is kind of rewarding though, right? Because you can just, you input a lot of the stuff and you immediately get a result back. I think that's why I didn't really like homework. Because I would do it the day before, and then I'd still have to wait like until the next day, and then get to class, and then just for it to be like, oh yeah, you got it wrong. Like, oh. If it was wrong, then why? If I would have known earlier, I would have fixed it, you know? Did you get to science projects? I never did on high school unless some other class did, and we would go see which one did the best one. Science projects? I don't think I ever did. I did in middle school. And elementary, for that fact. But I don't think I ever... As far as I'm concerned, in high school, all I did was go to class, like, not do the homework, and that was it. Like, that was my high school experience. I did a couple of projects. Actually, you know what? Thinking about it now, I did work on a project with some other friends of mine, and we did like, I think we presented like stages of the moon or something. It was something to do with the moon. And I remember presenting it and then being in front of the class and being like, oh yeah, did you know that the moon landing was actually fake? Yeah, the moon landing was faked. They hired, like, the government hired John Carpenter to film the moon landing, right? But John Carpenter is such a perfectionist that he decided to film the moon landing on the moon so it would be accurate. And my teacher and like the whole class like just didn't get the joke, like it flew over their heads. It was like, oh, right, okay. And yeah. Story of my life, right? That's the only one that I like can immediately remember. Did you get to science projects? I never did in high school. Instead, some other classes did, and we would go and see which one did the best one, and decided which one was the best one and voted. Yeah, I don't think I I don't think we ever did, like, projects. Like, huge projects that other classes would vote on. My teachers would have been disappointed if I didn't do any homework, or barely any. But well, there's always that one teacher that's strict and others that are very cool. Yeah, maybe like 99% of my teachers were just, I wouldn't say that. I would say I never had like a good experience with a teacher. Like every teacher I've ever met has mostly like, let me rephrase that. I don't think I could ever like relate to a teacher or whatever. Most of my friends had like teachers that were like popular, like, oh yeah, you know, we had so-and-so, and oh yeah, you know, they're a cool person. Like, they do cool stuff. Like, most of my teachers were just very interesting, I'll say. Like, I never really felt like I could rely on any of my teachers to help me. So, maybe that's why I didn't do their homework, because I just didn't care. I didn't care about them. Oh, and by extent, I didn't care about their classes. Oh, it's just a class to me. I don't know. Ain't he a movie director? Yeah. That was kind of like... I thought I was being clever. Like, oh yeah, you know, they hired a movie director to fake the moon landing, but then they actually went to the moon. Because the director wanted to. Maybe I should have like chosen someone else, like someone more well-known. I would have thought that John Carpenter was well-known. Then again, like during that time I used to watch like every new movie in theaters, so maybe that was just on me. I just didn't read the room properly. I'm just glad I had many cool teachers, dude. I had a teacher that's into video games and would ask us what games we liked. Yeah, like that teacher sounds pretty cool. Like most of my teachers were just like old people. Old people that hated doing their jobs. So I would have to like essentially teach myself what to do. I would pass the work that they gave us in class, and I would do good enough of a job on that I would just completely skip the homework. So, I don't know. Maybe I was just cursed to always have a bad school experience. Cursed like Snake was, to always be fated to fight against Metal Gear. Oh man, there was a teacher that hated us and would call us names and almost gave us an F. Yeah, I've always heard that there's good and bad teachers, but in my experience, like, mostly every teacher was just bad. I had like one... Let me think. I had two good teachers in my high school experience, like in total. So maybe I was just the bad one, right? If everyone's bad, maybe I'm the bad one? I don't know. I felt like I was a good enough student. I didn't talk to people. I think that's my problem. I never, like, interacted with anyone. I'd always stay by myself. And maybe that's why my teachers always hated me. But yeah, I don't know. because of the smallest things of not doing something, like put our names on your notebooks. Oh, yeah, that's terrible. I think my English teacher was like that. Just always the smallest little things. But like most of my teachers, they always like start off good. You know, like I always try and make a good first impression. And as like the year progresses, it's always towards the end of the year where like I don't say something, or I say something wrong, or like I didn't turn in the right thing in time. Actually, 3 teachers now that I think about it. Or like I make some kind of like simple mistake and like just suddenly it's like the end of the world. And like forever that teacher just has a negative connotation of how I behave. It's like, oh man, I thought this teacher would be actually cool. Yeah, very few teachers I've interacted with actually, I felt like actually had an interest in like helping students, I guess. Like actually teaching. You know what I mean? Teachers nowadays, not really as bad like back then. I hear stories about teachers using rulers to hit some students. Yeah, I always heard that. I always heard like my parents and my grandparents like, oh, when we went to school, like they would hit us with the paddles. You know, and they, not only did they hit us with paddles, they would drill holes in them so that when they would go faster when they hit you. And it's like, I mean, I guess physically, you don't really get hurt by a teacher. But like emotionally, I always got hit emotionally. I don't know. Most teachers I hear nowadays are better. Maybe that just comes with like old teachers retiring, and so like new teachers, I don't know. Maybe there's something to that. But yeah, some teachers just expect the students to be perfect for their classes. Yeah, I can expect a teacher to think for their students to be perfect after like teaching them for a while, for like showing them like the process and how to do it, right? But most of my teachers are like, oh, you gotta be perfect from the first day. Oh, I could never live up to that standard. Oh, by the way, what game would you guys buy if it got remastered and the gameplay was updated? Instantly buy. What game would I instantly buy if it got remastered and the gameplay was updated? That's a good question. My cop-out answer would be MGS4, you know? If that game, if Konami released Volume 2 of the Master Collection and it had MGS4, like, oh god, I would buy that as soon as it announced. But my actual answer, I don't know. I feel like the games that I love are perfect in and of itself. Actually, you know what? I have a perfect answer for that. If Fallout New Vegas got remastered and they switched from Bethesda's buggy creation engine, I would instantly buy it. Like, everything was exactly the same, just the graphics and the engine were updated. Like, that would, I would pay $100 for that. I think that would be worth it. And then my second answer would have been like Resident Evil 4, but that one already came out. I would say Super Mario 64 and GoldenEye, both from the Nintendo 64. Those are good answers. Yeah, there's just a couple of things that change between games that make you say, like, why didn't this game, like, stay the same? Does that make sense? Yeah, I don't know, maybe I explained that poorly. I'm not very good at talking today, apparently. What about you? Yeah, what about you, Eric? What game would you buy? I was thinking of playing Star Wars Revenge of the Sith for PS2 on May the 5th again this year. If that game got remastered, I think it would be amazing. Updated graphics, physics, gameplay. They already tried that with Battlefront 2, and it just doesn't hit the same. But of course, why would they make a remaster in the first place if the game is that good? Yeah, exactly. That's the thought process I was thinking of at the beginning. I think Fallout New Vegas is already, like, a masterpiece. Like, it doesn't need to be remastered. But then again, more people would get to experience the game they didn't play years ago. That is true. And more people will get to know of the game. You know what? That's exactly what they did with Oblivion. The Oblivion remaster, like, just released. I was thinking of playing Oblivion. I never played it before. I would get to experience the game that I never got to experience years ago, right? That's exactly the same process. Oblivion was like... I'm sure you could ask people, and they would say that it was a masterpiece even back then. But then for people like me that didn't play it, the remaster definitely gets me to think about playing it. You know what I mean? Playing Oblivion right now, it's good as fuck. Yeah. Exactly. I heard that it's just... They just remastered the graphics. It's like the creation engine with Unreal graphics overlaid, but it's exactly the same game. Like that... I think that's kind of the way to do it. There is merit in, like, remaking a game, just 100%, different gameplay and everything, but remasters, especially for older games that already have such a huge following, I think, are probably the way to go. The graphics are 100 times better. Yeah, that's what I heard. Yeah, maybe I should play it. Yeah, that's what I should play. I'd find the time. I already don't have enough time to play. That one, we just went offline. Okay, I think we're back. We just went offline for a second. I was gonna say, I already don't have enough time to play these, like, shorter games. Short, linear... single-player experiences. I already don't have enough time to play games that I've already played, right? I don't know where I'd find the time to actually get to learn and experience a brand new game from the bottom up. Maybe sometime later. Great choices. I would pick Devil May Cry 3 and MGS2. MGS2, I think, would benefit from a remake treatment. You can only upscale the textures so much before the gameplay kind of starts to trip you up a little bit. At least I think so. When did the original Oblivion release? I don't actually know. I think it was like early 2000s. I think Skyrim released in like 2012, didn't it? So it must have been before then. Maybe besides that, GTA Vice City and GTA 4. Yeah, I think they already did Vice City. And that didn't really go over so well. They added swing animations, and like when you hit the enemy, they react to the hits. Okay, so that's an improvement that they did on the game, right? So not 100% just like upscaling the game, but also adding in some quality of life. Yeah, most of the people that I've seen play Oblivion say that it's really good. And the price tag is really good for what it is as well. I don't even know if I'm gonna be able to play any games that are coming out just because of the price tag. I still haven't bought the MGS3 remake. And even looking at it now, it's like, oh god, I don't know if I can justify that. And for a game that I know I'd love playing. Yes, for the PS3, Skyrim. Yeah, so I'd say probably like early 2000s then. Goated era for gaming. Again, a golden age for gaming. PS2 through like the PS4, I think is just so amazing. PS2, Wii, PS3, Xbox 360, original Xbox. When we started getting into PS4, Xbox One, that's when things started going downhill a little bit. I've heard people say we're actually in the beginning stages of the video game crash again. Like Nintendo already raised their prices. Xbox raised their prices. I don't know what direction gaming is gonna be in in the next couple of years. Maybe Death Stranding 2 is the game we need to save us. Save me, Kojima! They did, but, well, people complained about the games of it. Yeah. Vice City. They remastered Vice City, San Andreas, and 3, I think, right? I don't think they really remastered it in the way that people wanted it to be. And I can't really blame them. From since Switch 2 is coming out, they're gonna high up the price more for the Switch 1. Haha, there was one time when Xbox 720 was a thing. I wish we could go back to those days. I'd be in class and my friend would say, "Oh yeah, they're gonna come out with the Xbox 720. Yeah, that's the new Xbox. The Wii 2. Like the old PlayStation 4, it's like a big sphere. Spherical. Yeah, you know, old games are where it's at. And maybe more so if they remaster or remake them. That seems like it's gonna be a huge direction that most people are gonna be going in. The prices of Switch 2 games is gonna cost more, I mean, than what the games costed for Switch 1. Ah, okay, gotcha. Yeah, Switch 2 in general is just way more expensive than I think it needs to be. I think Nintendo's gonna, like, eat the tariffs on the Switch 2, but, like, for everything else, you know, it's just not gonna go the same way. Thanks for following, Snoogans. You back? Did I actually not reconnect? No, yeah, I think we're still... Okay. Yeah, we disconnected a while ago. I think you just need to refresh. Although, I don't know if you'd hear me. Yeah, I still gotta change that alert. I need to update a whole bunch of stuff. Just don't have the time, you know? Barely have enough time to play video games. For a long time, Xbox 720 was what people were talking about. Good times. If we could go back to those times, the world would be in a much better place. Oh, and the what's going on meme from the cartoon characters was a thing as well? What's going on? I don't think I know about that one. I guess I'll have to look it up. Yeah, I didn't want to refresh on my phone for some reason. Ah, okay, gotcha. Yeah, for the time being, I think we're pretty stable. Yeah, it's a song they used for a meme called Hey, What's Going On? Oh, you mean, the He-Man one. Hey, yeah, yeah. What's going on? Is that the one you mean? Yeah, maybe it's just nostalgia talking. These rose-tinted glasses that I've painted blue. But, I don't know. Seems like we're living in the wrong timeline. Yes, that one! Listen. ¿Esos son Reebok o son Nike? That's all I gotta say. Okay, well I think that's the end of the stream. Thank you for watching. Probably streaming tomorrow. Tomorrow's May the 4th. I don't know what I'm gonna play, but something Star Wars related. Maybe even have a special guest on the stream, if time allows. But for sure, May the 5th, Star Wars Episode 3 for the PS2. Hopefully it doesn't get blocked this time. See what I can do about the cutscenes, right? But yeah, MGS2, April 30th. It's time to put this one in the vault for at least another year. Come back to it. Say, oh my god, how has the world gotten even more like MGS2? And then we'll put it away and pretend like everything's just fine. But it's not really fine, and they have to ask you why you're not really fine. But for the time being, thanks for watching. Thanks for stopping by. Hope you enjoy the rest of your night. And remember. Oops. Don't remember that. And remember, it always gets better. Peace. What, you beat it? Yeah, actually. Sorry. It was just, I wasn't just chatting for like 30 minutes, I think. But yeah, we finished it like kind of a while ago. Sorry if you just joined. What's a good song to play? Let's see. Bye, good stream! We the Marines will bring a new world order for Metal Gear Ray. That is all. Dismissed. Until tomorrow, fellow Star Wars fan. This is the 4th year of Metal Gear Solid March, correct? Yes. I'm pretty sure. What even is time, right? Take care, man. Sayonara. Yeah. Bye. Take care. Enjoy the rest of your nights. Make sure to play some Oblivion for me. Let me know how it goes. And, I guess we'll play some Star Wars next time. See ya. No, we should play this one. Yeah. See you next time. Bye.